Picture a particle of dust in your mind. Got it? Now that you have that vision, try to fathom that something smaller than that particle holds all the answers to understanding something that has stumped scientists for countless years: cancer and virology. Fortunately, something like this does exist, and it's made up of billions of lab-grown human cells called HeLa. Before we get into the specifics, let's look at this on a broader scale. Scientists have been trying to further understand human cells by growing them in the lab. By doing this, scientists can experiment with new treatments without causing harm to patients. Scientists can also perform their experiments repeatedly and compare data with other scientists to ensure that treatments are safe and reliable. In order to do this, scientists need many identical cells that can reproduce on their own. Many have tried to grow cells, however, their cells would die off shortly. Growing cells was not possible until the year 1951. Dr. George Gay was a cell biologist at Johns Hopkins Hospital who is credited with propagating the HeLa cell line. He received a dark purple tumor, and Gay noticed that the sample was special because the cells kept on dividing, ultimately earning the name Immortal cells. Dr. Gay labeled HeLa after the first two initials of the patient's first and last names, Henrietta-Lacks. Henrietta-Lacks was a 30-year-old African-American woman with 5 children. Henrietta's aggressive cervical cancer took her life, but HeLa cells remain viable today. The cell line became extremely lucrative and has been used in laboratories around the world for a vast array of biomedical research. At this point, I'm sure you're wondering why these cells are so special. Well, the answer is that we have not definitively come to a conclusion on how these human cells can divide before they die off. What we do know is that in a process called apoptosis, the death of cells that happens as a normal and controlled part of an organism's growth prevents the development of genetic errors. When Henrietta was hospitalized, portions of her tumor were passed along without her knowledge, and the Lacks family received no financial benefits in the years passing after Henrietta. The polio epidemic peaked. Dr. Jonas Salk figured out a vaccine, and HeLa cells allowed Salk to successfully test the vaccine, which in the last 60 years has effectively eliminated polio in most countries of the world. In modern medicine, HeLa cells have been used to study diseases including HIV, herpes, Zika, measles, and mumps, just to name a few. Scientists have infected hardy HeLa cells with various viruses to better understand how to battle them without human testing. Also using HeLa cells, scientists have used cells to determine humans have 46 chromosomes, not 48. This evolved into the Human Genome Project. Thanks to Henrietta-Lacks, HeLa cells will continue to revolutionize modern medicine.